Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons & Dragons. Indeed. Before we jump into tonight's episode, we do have some announcements to get through, beginning with our first sponsor for the night, our returning sponsor, actually, NordVPN. Sam, take it away. Sam? Sam? Right. Okay, long story, but Sam was actually a level 20 hackmaster known as BlackWillow69 at AOL.com, and,
He always used NordVPN for the highest quality encryption for internet traffic, and it hides your IP and physical location, with more than 5,400 servers in 59 countries. I mean, it's easy to get better speed and protection with one simple click. Poor bastard.
You know, Sam always knew that it's available on every platform.
He did.
Yeah, including Windows, iOS, Android, and Linux.
Linux.
I know computers really well.
And Haxor.
He wanted you all to go to nordvpn.com/criticalrole or use code criticalrole to get a 2-year plan plus 1 additional month with a huge 70% discount.
I mean, Sam waged a digital battle for the freedom of the Nordiverse until someone sliced him and turned him into a gleaming cube of energy.
Yeah, sorry about that. But where is this spectacular gleaming cube?
Yeah,
I don't
seen
have it.
actually.
Wait a minute. Travis, are you eating Sam?
What? Oh, my bad. No, just blink. The Gleam Cube was made out of cake.
What?
I thought it was my,
We're very upset right now.
I thought it was my birthday.
But it's not your birthday!
I know. That's why I thought it was weird.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You ate a slice of black. I can't even say his lock and handle.
Oh, I'm gonna barf.
Laura, are you crying?
I'm fine, Travis. It's not like he was the only man I ever loved.
That spirit cube contained 10,000 zettabytes of Black Willow's computer knowledge. All the Super Meat Boy ciphers, all the No Man's Sky cheat codes, every dharma he ever gragged. And now?
It's in my belly.
How do you feel?
Well, now that you mention it, I do feel a little woozy.
What's happening? What?
Maybe I should just unlink my Blackwater capacitor, hard target the maximum risk, cyborg the time cop, and kickbox the JCVD.
Holy Emma Bunton. Those were legit computer hacker terms. But how?
What's happening to me? How do I know all of this? And how am I surfing the net with my arms?
By consuming Sam, you've somehow become leaked.
Whoa. Maybe I'll hack into the Domino's servers and get us all free pizzas.
Free pizza is the least of your concerns, young crypto prodigy. There's a nanostorm coming.
What do you mean?
A great disturbance in the internet. I've sensed it. A snitch in our servers. A ghost in our shell. A robot in our Frank. Something not of this world.
But what am I supposed to do about it? I'm just a noob.
No. You are the two.
The two?
Yeah, like Neo in the Matrix.
Oh, you mean the one?
They did that already, so you're the 2. Your hacker name is number 2.
I don't want to be the 2.
Sorry, that's the prophecy.
Well, can't we come up with something else like Cyber Cowboy 69 or, I don't know, the Sentinel but spelled with all numbers?
Listen to me, number 2. If you're going to save the mainframe, you need me to train you.
You? What's your trainer code name?
They call me Morpheus.
What? You said I couldn't be the one!
Names aren't important, number 2. We need to begin your training.
Let me guess. The next time NordVPN sponsors our show?
You are already learning, number 2. Matt, hack to you.
Thank you, everyone, for that.
Wow.
Well done, Travis.
Yeah.
That commitment. That commitment.
Wow.
Who does number 2 work for?
All I could think of was, who is number 1? You are number 6. I'm not a number. I'm a free man. For all you ancient Brit TV appreciators out there. Thank you, NordVPN, for sticking around.
All at once.
This deep lore. And thank you to our second sponsor for tonight and all of Campaign 2, D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond is an amazing online digital tool set to maintain and customize your campaigns and create your characters and maintain them on their online database. They have digital dice to use on it. You can have all of your friends' characters in your campaign. They have their master tier subscription plan for DMs in which all their digital books are shared with everybody in the campaign. They put them on. It's awesome. Go to dndbeyond.link/master if you want to learn more. For the next batch of announcements, Marisha, you have some things to discuss.
I do, that's me. Thank you so much for joining us live on Twitch and YouTube. To join our live and moderated chat, head on over to our Twitch channel. Yeah, also, hot off the presses, the content presses. Our newest episode of Crit Recap Animated summarizes the Mighty Nine's adventures from Campaign 2, Episode 9 through Episode 16. It's out on YouTube. Nice. Stick around during the break if you want to watch the episode. We're going to air it or go check it out. Also, I never do this, so I never ask. Go like and comment and share Crit Recap Animated because the YouTube algorithm. Next is Narrative Telephone is back next week with a story by Travis Willingham and special guest, good friend of the Crit Roll team, Abria Iyengar, joining us. Legendary Dungeon Master. She's awesome. Catch the stream on Tuesday, April 20th at 4 p.m. Pacific on Twitch, and look out for the VOD on YouTube Thursday, April 22nd. Woo! Content.
There you go.
Done.
Thank you, Marisha. And for our final announcement for tonight, Ashley Johnson, if you don't mind.
Oh, hello. So today, you may have noticed, we launched a brand new fundraising campaign with our longtime friends, A26LA.
Yeah!
So, as a quick refresher, for some of you who may not know, A26LA is a nonprofit organization dedicated to sharpening writing skills and unlocking creativity in students from undeserved areas here in Los Angeles. And we've been working with these wonderful folks over there, and since I guess the very beginning of our streams.
Yeah.
And we're excited to continue to support the wonderful and incredible work that they do. So here's the nitty gritty. Together, we hope to build out a writer's room for students at Venice High School, which is a Title I school here in Los Angeles. And writer's rooms are crucial areas in schools that allow students to further develop writing skills and seek mentorship as they prepare to apply to and head off to college. This will be A26LA's third writer's room here in Los Angeles, and if we are able to hit our goal of $150,000, the room will open in spring 2022. So this is a wonderful opportunity for us to join forces for good once again and create a meaningful and long-lasting impact in the lives of many young people for many years to come. So, head on over to criticalrolefoundation.org to learn more and to donate right now.
Do it.
It is great because today you're dressed like a creative writing professor.
Did you read the
I'm
Great
on to you
Gatsby?
again. You can also crochet some, sleeves onto your...
Okay, Nick is my hero.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ashley.
Yay!
And thank you, everybody, for your amazing support of these charitable endeavors and your support now of A26LA and all the incredible work that they do. So, appreciate that.
Sorry.
Without further ado, I think that finishes our announcements. Let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode
God.
of Critical Role.
The adventure begins. They were always beside you, your nerdy best friends, and the DM to guide you. And they rise from the flames for the battles ahead. Villains beware, 'cause you're about to be dead. They got magic and flair, they got falchions and cunning. They don't see over there, there's a monster incoming. Inspiration is waiting, rise up, don't think twice. Put your fate in your hands, take a chance, roll the dice. Can you answer the call, digging deep in your soul? As the legend unfolds, now it's your turn to roll.
And welcome back. So, last we left off, the Mighty Nine have trekked back to Eiselcross. You've conscripted the aid of your longtime ally, the Shadowhen, Essek Thalis, to join you into the ruins of the ancient magical city of Aor proper. Upon arriving, you inspected some of the space within. You set a trap for the Tomb Takers, and successfully managed to ensnare them, killing 3, and the only remaining members being Lucian and Kree. In this climactic moment, as you rushed in to finish them off once and for all, the last trick up their sleeve allowed Kree and Lucian to escape, shunting themselves past the tunnel that you were safeguarding and collapsing it behind them via some sort of magical quake. You had just finished killing off the remaining members of the Tomb Takers that lie there bleeding and unconscious. But as you take a moment and watch the dust settle, the rumbling fade, and you all look at each other in the low light, feeling the immensity wash over you of what just transpired, we come into tonight's game. So, what would you like to do?
Is anyone crazy hurt?
Oh God, I forgot.
Anyone get hit?
Anybody?
I mean, I'm still hurt from the frost giants.
They just got away, right?
They just got away. The rubble is literally in front of us right
Should
now.
we pursue or...
I mean, we should probably get all these rocks out of the way or something.
I'm sorry I didn't wake you up sooner. I was hoping that we would have more time for a rest, but they were on us, and I chose to let you sleep. I'm sorry.
Did
okay.
Did the guards warn us?
They did.
Oh,
They communicated with Essek. I thought there might be more time.
We needed it.
We still need it.
I know, we're so close.
But if we're going to follow them, we should try and make up ground, yes?
Yeah.
It's gonna take some time to clear this. Also, we did just do a heavy number on them as well.
I think we call this and take the win. Last time we tried this idea of running them down, it didn't go well.
But what? We call this? What do you mean?
We sleep and we pick up. Well, I have an idea. I do have an idea, but
Well,
we
then
need
say
to
it.
sleep.
Yeah.
I should show it. It's hard to explain,
Oh,
Go for it.
but it's
show it?
in the city. It's something I found in the city. I have a weird idea.
Well, we have to get through the rubble in order to get there.
Well, we're gonna have to, before we sleep, I think we're gonna have to get in there, because that might be the place.
Are these two on the ground? They're breathing? They're dead?
If I recall, before we finished last time, you finished off the
them?
remaining members, yeah.
Okay.
Is there any, maybe any reason why we should take one of their heads or anything to talk to them later?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think we popped off. Well,
We'd already do this?
We definitely popped off.
Otis is smaller, it'll travel easier.
That's right.
The other two we just dispatched, but I don't know if we. It's the cake! We could take all three.
I'll volunteer.
Might not be a bad idea.
You take one, I'll take the other?
All right.
Yeah.
Once we have time to rest, I can put them in the amber. If we prefer.
We're going to rest. They could get all the way to the city.
Yeah, don't
they
we-
could bring it back while we're sleeping.
Don't we need to know where they're going in the city that you flew over?
We do.
I do think it's smart for you all to get a rest at some point in time.
Well, yeah, I can do nothing.
If we find them, what can we do? Other than yell.
I mean, they're pretty hurt too. Maybe we all just beat each other silly while we're bleeding to death.
I think their hurt and our hurt are a world of difference right now.
You got a better look at them when they were both hurt?
It looked like Kree had been more banged up than Lucian, and they got them both out at the same time. But again, if they're on the other side of that rubble, and if they're going into that city, and we don't know which house or which wall or the secret area, we're going to be lost unless we have a way of tracking them that I'm not aware of.
It's an excellent point. Do we
If
have any way?
sleep, I'll be able to track them. If
Well,
we
If
don't.
we sleep, I can track them too.
What is your plan? Because we can't get through the city now.
So, if we get back in there, I found this amphitheater, theater of some kind, filled with corpses. They were watching this person who was on stage, who I don't know had an air of power. They were frozen in those bubbles, the way that some people are. I think this person might have been fighting whatever happened. Maybe if we wake them up, we might have an ally in finding a way to stop this. It might be crazy. I was going to maybe talk to somebody in the crowd to see if they could tell us who this person is. It might be someone who can help.
Oh yeah.
We tried to
That's smart.
dispel it before, though, didn't we?
We have help now.
That's true. Essek might have a better idea of what to do. I'm pulling rocks, looking for loose rocks that.
All right, so you guys have head back into the tunnel. Essek like,
Yeah.
well, obviously I was extremely capable of dispelling that thing that was on your chest before.
I did that, Essek.
I realized that. That's the point. I was being
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I just wanted to remind you.
I appreciate that. But nevertheless, and you see as he starts like putting his hands out in front like this, just almost like he's soft throwing objects forward, you watch his rocks start coming out as he's like plucking them as he pulls the gravity from them, kind of aiding you as you guys go along.
How
He's
thick does this look?
you can make a perception or investigation check.
Yeah, I'll investigate it.
I'm gonna try to dig through and retrieve my unspent fluffernutter.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation.
I'm pulling from the top so that we could potentially just move the top layer of rocks and like crawl through,
Okay.
so we're not like trying to clear the whole fucking tunnel.
Okay. Glancing through this hallway that you guys have traveled through is pretty well reinforced on the sides, and elements of it did hold pretty well. This quake definitely found the weak parts, and the elements that did collapse, you can see there are probably 2 batches or 2 sections of about 10 feet that are more or less fallen in of loose rock. Some larger than others, but it's not like an extensive cave-in. It's hard to say how long it'll take, but if it's all hands on deck, it may be quicker.
If we're pulling rocks and they've fallen from way above, it's a potential that the entire ground could collapse on us and kill us all, right?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll help as well.
Who's
Yeah,
hurt,
same.
by the way?
I'll keep going.
I mean, I'm down.
A little bit.
All right. Everyone's helping. I'd like everyone to make an athletics check for me as a group.
Guidance.
Okay.
11.
All right.
15.
18.
15, 18,
12.
12,
14.
14,
7.
7,
25.
25.
Up.
Lift with a leg.
It takes a little longer than you had maybe hoped, but you do manage within the next 15, 20 or so minutes to pull enough rocks free of that first section that there's enough space to kind of crawl through and not feel like you're going to shift loose any additional load-bearing portions of the rock above you. And you can see there's a small pocket above where one of these heavy pieces of shale kind of shifted a bit and was kind of leaning inward, but thankfully, you could probably make it through okay. As you crawl your way through that first batch as it kind of glides through and then reaches out and pulls out something and kind of clutches it near his face. It's Dagon. Right. Yes, head back and let them know. Thank you. There are some rangers lost, many injured, but there are some survivors. That was their warning call to let us know that the Tomb Takers were coming.
So, they're okay?
Some. Dagon seemed a little worse for wear, but he was speaking at least.
Well, there's no choice but to go forward.
Should we get the rest of them down here to help us?
Might just be best for them to head back. Relay the message.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, for the second passage, everyone please make one more athletics check.
Come on, man. Much better this time.
3.
Yes.
No.
24.
9.
3.
15.
19.
Natural 1 for 5.
24.
Not great.
This one takes a little longer. Roughly 25 minutes in and a couple of precarious moments where you pull one rock free and a few more slide back in and everyone kind of freezes for a second, afraid that the next collapse is going to happen.
Yep.
And then one by one, carefully find the looser bits. And then open before yourselves a passage where most of you can travel through comfortably. A couple of you not as comfortably. But eventually you climb through the opposite end, right about where that bend at the top of the incline was. You can see there is the bridge board that went across. It has fallen somewhat in, but it can be readjusted and placed back. Well, that was the rope you guys had placed. Mm-hmm. That's right. But you had taken the rope.
We left the rope.
We did leave the rope.
You did leave the rope.
Using it to lower down.
Correct. So the rope would still be there, though a large portion of it is currently buried,
Yeah.
but it is still a taut rope across the way. So,
I'll Naruto run across.
easy enough for you, Miss Beauregard. With your help, and with the rope taut, we'll say, for the ease of time, carefully make your way across.
I will Boruto run across.
It's better.
Wow.
I feel a little shown up by the next generation, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're very similar, though. Very, very similar.
I will Zetsu climb up
Well, you eventually reach the end of the tunnel, and it opens up once more into the ward where you've previously been. The same darkened, massive chamber before you with the various glowing pin lights of color in the shadowed distance. The neighborhood lies before you. What would you like to do?
Is there dust on the ground? Can we see footprints that they've left? Anything like that?
You can make an investigation check if you'd like.
Do we check for traps or anything? No booby traps?
Oh, because they were here.
Yeah.
I think they were probably moving
An hour ago, they were here.
Yeah.
an hour ago.
Have we walked through the threshold into the vast chamber of the city, or
You are at the threshold currently.
I'll
kind of
just
at-
scan around the threshold, see if there's anything up or on the sides.
Giving us
Traps.
a
For
taste
traps?
of our own medicine.
Perception or investigation, your call.
24.
23.
All right. You do not see any traps. You do see what looks to be signs of travel, not because there are any footprints necessarily that kept your attention, but because there are some fresh dots of blood.
Oh.
Okay.
They bleed.
Well, can we follow these dots?
Up until she heals herself, I guess.
Sure,
But yeah.
let's do it.
All right. Well, who wants to lead the tracking? This would be survival based.
Hold on.
Not it.
My survival's pretty decent.
Mine's okay. +4.
Mine is too, and I will, if you're good with it, I will cast Detect Magic as well and try to search.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Okay. Searching for.
Their direction to follow along as far as possible, while also, for at least the first 10 minutes, seeing if any kind of glyphs or wards. Taste of our own medicine, like you said, is waiting for us.
You've got it.
Probably still be pretty quiet as we move through here.
Okay. So as you kind of expand your consciousness to reach for anything arcane around you, what'd you roll?
11.
11. Okay. You feel pretty confident. Where are you guys heading within the ward?
We're following the blood.
Okay. You continue along. And you rolled what for survival?
I didn't roll for survival.
Oh, you should roll for survival now. Or if whoever's helming that, I should
The
say.
blood check. Unless, wait, Caleb, were you doing
I thought I was. I thought that's what the 11
23,
was.
24. No, way higher than that.
Okay, I'll say. So
20.
Were you both rolling, or were you?
I thought you were rolling for Detect Magic. I didn't realize.
There is
you
no
were
rolling for Detect Magic.
Oh.
It just does it.
Right. Okay. So, and you rolled one day?
I rolled a 19 plus 4 plus 5.
Okay.
28.
I like that number.
Pretty good. So, between the two of you, keeping an eye out and carefully watching, the blood trail is not extensive, but it is fairly consistent for a bit. Meaning, about every 30 or so feet, you can find a sign of some sort of additional blot, scattered bit, fresh enough to the point where it's still wet. You begin to make your way steadily through the ward. You could see it begins to dive off the main road and head off a bit, continuing on for another 10, 15 or so minutes, and you begin to find yourselves deep in the Presidius ward. Glancing around, the air still kind of has that tense silence to it, that stillness, where your ears, aside from the sound of your very careful footsteps, occasionally when you stop and listen, it's almost oppressive how quiet it is, pressing in on the eardrums. And you continue. Are you going carefully? Or
Caduceus, when you took your little trip around, was there a passage in the direction generally that we're headed in?
I don't think I saw any passage.
you didn't go far enough?
Are we heading in the direction of the Colosseum?
Loosely,
All right.
it's a little bit of a side path, but it's kind of in the direction you're going currently. Yeah.
Never got far enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
Place
we
is
should
big.
stealthily.
Yeah.
All right, so this will be slower travel, but I would like everyone to make a stealth check. But
Yeah, they
I'm
could
going
be.
to give you Blessing of the Trickster.
Oh, thank you. What is
So
that?
that gives you advantage.
Come on, Caleb.
Fuck.
That's a good thing. First one was a 3. Second one's a natural 20.
nice. So a total of
20.
Jester
18.
18.
12.
34.
9.
4.
21.
Get secondhand adrenaline from those rolls, man.
That 20 may have saved you all.
Yeah, no shit.
Blessing of the tricks.
Careful as you go. Occasionally, a few of you begin to stumble or step into some loose rubble, and as it's about to crack, a hand reaches out and grabs you, helping you steady, preventing you from falling and causing a ruckus. And you continue onward, following the intense, dark-cutting eyes of Jester, who follows the blood trail. Continuing on.
Investigation face. Look at her. It's
Wasn't
so
your glass
focused.
fogged up right when you did that?
I just want to drink the tea and I can't.
How long has it been, roughly?
Since the battle?
We start. No. Since we started tracking the blood.
Since you started tracking it,
Yeah.
it's been about, I'd say, at the pace you're going, 15 or so minutes.
I'm gonna throw up detect magic again.
Okay.
Total time since we separated is like an hour and a half.
Approximately, yeah.
Okay.
With like the time it took you to take out the rubble.
First rubble was
Make this
15-ish minutes. Second was 25-ish.
Correct.
minutes.
40. Right, okay.
Okay. And are the blood splatters still a consistent size, or are they diminishing?
At this moment, they seem consistent, and it's enough where you could tell there was a brisk pace being taken.
Yeah. That's what I was curious.
It's also hard to know if it's like from a wound or are they using the blood to heal themselves.
It's
I mean,
hard to tell with these two.
Fuck.
yeah, or
It could
be
even
a honeypot.
It could even be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's they're
Yeah, they
they're
could be
leading us
fucking
off
nasty.
course. Because I guess I'll kind of track that too. If while Jester's following the blood trail, can I just kind of track footsteps and see like footprints if there's any type of looking like they've covered their tracks, or just kind of keep an eye out for any like funny business.
Okay, make a perception check.
Not investigation.
In this instance, this is a quick glance as you go. This isn't a stop and carefully spend 5 minutes in the dust. You guys are moving forward, unless you'd like to stop.
Just feed into perception. 18.
18's pretty good. It's
pretty
good.
So
Okay. The footprints that you can now begin to make out as opposed to the previous entrance to this ward, there's now a lot more rock, rubble, dust, and just general debris around where you can make out where the footsteps near this trail are. And it does appear to be a fairly elongated gate. There is a haste in travel. You do not think that they've stopped or have taken care in guarding their path from what you can tell.
Okay.
We're a few minutes away from, you can just begin to see at this distance, at a bit of the glow, the massive shape of the amphitheater that you had previously arrived at within this ward.
Is it worth stopping to see if we can get some help?
I mean, how far off the path is it?
It'll take you maybe 5 minutes to run there.
Well, you're great. We could get to the amphitheater and get back to this exact spot because you'll be able to find the way.
Absolutely, but I wonder. We're talking about taking a rest, and we're following a fresh trail. We think, if they're not fucking with us. Do we stop and detour to try to enlist the dead, or do we try to follow this trail as long as it is fresh, even if we know we are going to try to rest relatively soon? I don't know.
I think we could just get a general direction to where if we get on the path, then we know that that is the direction they're for sure headed.
That's what I'm thinking, is if we just go a little, not abandon the amphitheater, but if we follow a little bit further, and maybe can ascertain where from this massive chamber we're in they're going.
Yeah.
And then we know we're stopping anyway, so.
If one of the other tomb takers happens to know where they're going, we can always ask.
Right.
Oh, that's true.
That's true.
Time totals on needing to talk to a deadhead is instantaneous?
Pretty much. Yeah.
And dispel and anything else we would try on the blue globule is instantaneous? Okay.
We'd want to talk to somebody in the crowd to make sure that this wasn't a
A
problem.
bad guy.
Right.
bad guy.
Sabotage from the inside. Also don't want to let out like a super powerful wizard from 1,000 years ago, but I'm sure that's not the case.
Maybe. You'll see.
They're probably not all like Halas.
Probably. Mostly.
Mostly.
So we all keep pursuing?
Yeah.
For now.
I think we should.
Yeah, Caleb has it right.
Yeah.
All right. Follow the blood.
Keep following blood.
And I'll have Caduceus point the way to the amphitheater so that I know, using keen mind, where we are now, where it was, and I can probably do the math later, even to cut a triangle.
Not
We
hard
can
to
see the
spot.
dome too.
It's fairly large compared to a lot of the surrounding buildings. It's just at certain angles, because it's so dark in here, there is no skyline of the buildings. So only at certain points do some of the lights pass by or around the shape to where you can make it out. But beyond those moments, it just blends in with the rest of the darkness of the cavern. The city just kind of appears in shapes as you move and then vanishes. So, continuing onward. For about how long do you want to follow?
I don't.
Do we reach? I mean, forever. As long as we get to the end of the city.
Like 1,000
Yeah.
feet,
Yeah, I
right?
think we want to know where we're going pretty
Yeah.
much, so we'll follow it as long as we can.
Right.
Okay.
And if we stumble upon them, we still have numbers.
We do.
I'm not completely tapped. Does anybody have any reserves left?
Yes.
You?
Yeah,
You?
Caduceus has a lot of spells left, I think.
Yeah, but it's all. I mean, I didn't come in here looking for a fight. If we get into one,
Understood.
I can just keep some of you
Just
standing.
if we step on a bear trap, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
As long as it's not me.
I've got some low levels.
Okay. All right, let's push forward and see if we can figure out if they're trying to exit out the side of this space or down a hole.
Okay. I would like you to make another survival check.
Can I assist her as I'm detecting magic?
If you'd like.
Just roll at advantage, girl.
20.
20. Okay. The path is a little more challenging to continue following. The blood trail begins to thin. And about 10 more minutes forward, you notice the path is bending a little bit to the right. The darting between alleys and between structures, it's not a continuous forward motion. It's tending to curve in a somewhat right-hand direction, which, Caleb, you would know would be more of a southern direction from where you were facing, as opposed to going the kind of eastern path that you all were originally heading.
Right, and I, because of the feet, know where north is always, so
Exactly.
a little GPS.
But eventually that blood begins to fade and then comes to a stop. Right next to what looks to be a different building to the left of where you're standing. It was once probably an incredible multi-tiered opulent temple-like structure. But it now stands at a very precarious angle. It looks like a majority of it is fallen in on one side and is leaning slightly to a left. In a leaning Tower of Pisa kind of way, though structurally much more damaged. And it is sitting within what looks to be a deeply fallen sinkhole, about 20 or so feet beneath. It has pushed into the ground and then fallen to that side. Surrounding it, you can see numerous deep cracks that spiral up around from the base of where it currently stands. And what looks to be sundered grounds of earth and trees and bits of garden that have fallen into the sinkhole, where all the greenery now lies gray and pale. But you do see an opening into the structure.
Is it petrified?
Well, the as I've learned, petrified does not mean it's what I thought it meant my entire life. As I was clarified on Twitter for me.
Twitter's the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You learn
It's
forcefully.
like science class.
No, thank you.
Dictionary that's
I like chocolate. Vanilla.
Yep.
Mary that tells you when you're wrong.
your.
Yeah.
The plant life does not appear to be alive and has lost its color, but you are not close enough to fully inspect to get any sort of sense of what its current state is beyond the pale coloration of the leaves and bark and other garden.
Did you say that the blood, that the thin little
Very
trail is leading to this?
It's adjacent to it.
Adjacent.
And
Adjacent.
the leaves are on the structure?
They're like in the sinkhole based around it. Like it was sitting in this kind of slightly circular garden courtyard, and then it all fell in about 20 feet, and the temple fell to the side slightly.
Should we go Should we go take a look at the petrified plants?
Only if
What's
we,
inside that temple thing?
only if we think they went in here. Can we take a closer look
Justin,
and see if they
did
went
they?
off towards this?
I mean, this is where the trail ends. They could have went off that direction. They could have gone in the building.
So it's just evaporating here, the trail?
Yeah.
You know the direction it's going, but at least the blood, which is what you've been primarily following this entire time, has come to a halt.
Are there footsteps heading into the temple?
Or
You
anything.
want to go ahead and make a perception check?
I'm gonna
I'm going to
Or
guide
investigate.
you.
I'm gonna investigate.
I
I'm
can
gonna search.
investigate
I'm
this
gonna-
one.
You're taking a moment to
Yeah,
carefully
take a
look
moment.
around for it.
I'm gonna just give you lots of pats, and one of them is gonna give you guidance. But
It
you
does
don't know
take
which-
time, but yes.
Okay. Investigation. Guidance has +4.
D4.
Okay.
Perception is
that's
a
good.
quick glance. Investigation is on the ground.
21.
I looked as well.
Like
I rolled a
Rick
24.
Moranis sing from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Like
Yeah.
just pouring through the grass.
Yeah.
Hammock Rick.
Like, yeah.
I love that.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I said that I looked as well and rolled a 24 for investigation.
Okay. And
21.
21. Okay.
The movie's so good.
Magnifying.
You can see footprints. Because there isn't a lot of weather in here, it's a little hard to tell which have been long trekked versus what is fresh. The fresh blood trail was what was really kind of guiding you as to what was new and what was uniquely recent. There are numerous footprints in the region. There are some that head around to where the structure is, some that continue on the path where you guys were currently walking, some that bend back this way. And you do also continue to find more and more mummified bodies that are now kind of strewn out on these sides of the street. Probably a little more dense than some of the previous roads you were traveling. So you find footprints.
Yeah.
Someone goes in the building, someone lights up the hole.
Yeah, because if they're camping right inside or something.
Yeah. Either they passed this, or perhaps this thing is sunken in. It could be that there is a passage down under this place, yeah?
That's what I was thinking as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Because it doesn't cost anything, I'll use Divine Sense. 60
Okay.
feet, Celestial Fiend, Undead.
Okay. And you are encompassing just the space in the road?
Yeah, just I'll go right up in between the sinkhole and the building and just see if there's anything camping out.
You get a very strong sense of something within the structure.
Something alive or just something?
Something. Can I tell?
Does it specify that you can tell what the
You can
source-
detect good and evil until the end of next turn. You can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
I will say that it is not behind total cover. You can just faintly make out something in there.
Okay. There is something, I don't know what, inside the building. Of a celestial fiend or undead nature.
Are there cracks that you could maybe see through on the outside of the building, like where you could like give a little peeksies on the inside, without peeking your head in the door?
Possibly. You want to do that?
Sure.
Are we poking this badger? Okay, we're poking the badger.
I just want to see what it is.
So you climb down through the sinkhole to go up to the building to look in through one of the holes?
Yeah,
You're doing this?
I already said it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all watch as Jester begins to skip down into the sinkhole amongst
help?
the...
I'm not skipping. I'm
wanna-
being careful.
You want to heal or something? Okay, never mind.
You want some help or are you okay? Sure.
I cast Detect Magic again and follow her down quietly.
Oh, good. Caleb's got it.
Everybody else there. No, I'll go too.
I'm being careful.
As you're stepping through, it's a softer descent. The ground itself is soft earth and dirt that has been churned and left to rest where it's settled. It's a unique departure from the harsh, dark, broken stone ground you've been walking on for close to an hour at this point, if not more. The soft ground kind of gives way under your weight, and you eventually come to the edge of the structure, and you can see it is intricate in its detailing. These layers, it has this beautiful craftsmanship to the exterior, and the closer you get, the more intricate details you could see carved into the stonework. A bunch of decorative glyphs and writing, though it does not appear to be sentences more than just elements of some of the language you've seen before kind of scattered amongst the temple itself. The temple.
Anything
it
we
looks
would
temple.
recognize from words we've already read?
Not in particular, no. But you can make a perception check if you want to peer through one crack that has a slight opening in it to see what's inside.
It's a locker room.
There's a perception.
Do you have dark vision?
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's perception.
26.
26, not bad. Glancing inside, you don't see much, but you see a lot of tumbled structure and fallen shelves and slabs and decoration. It looks like when this temple, the structure settled, many things from probably higher up and within it fell and collapsed into a central space, and from what you can glance in and see, part of the floor has kind of fallen in as well. From the exterior, it looks like it's sustained some damage. From the inside, it looks like it's even more of a mess.
Do I see any movement?
You do not currently see any.
Do I see any glowies? Anything giving off any kind of light source?
Nope. It is dark in there. You can make out the shape of things with your dark vision, but nothing else is catching your attention through this minute crack.
Looks like it's the floor is caved in there.
Can I look?
Yeah, but do you have dark vision?
I have detect magic on.
Okay.
Is anything glowing in there? To my eye.
For 30 foot?
It is 30 foot, yeah.
30 foot, yeah. You get a very faint magical aura from within a structure of the rubble down deeper in the floor, like just at the edge of that range.
Do I get a flavor for what school?
Necromancy. Necromancy.
Oh, good.
Oh,
That's my favorite.
okay.
Just for fun, I'm going to
Basketball.
step to the edge of this, where everyone else is, and Eyes of the Grave. 60 feet, undead.
That you can see?
I will know the location of any undead within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover or isn't protected from divination.
Correct.
And I smell
From where you are currently, you don't sense anything.
Looking down, nothing.
Make a perception check.
For fun. 28.
28. Pretty solid look, though. There is no light source inside, and you do not have dark vision.
Just
So you need to roll again.
Oh. 29. So 28.
So 28, yeah. Yeah, you glance around, you see the same thing that Jester saw, though it's still hard to make out details with almost no light in there whatsoever.
The detect undead isn't getting any.
Not at the moment, not
All
from
right.
this perspective, nothing.
All right.
That total cover
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Mighty Nine, check it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, huddle up.
Huddle up.
Circle
Huddle
up.
up. Something's in there.
Yes.
Probably not the Tomb Takers.
We don't know.
Probably something bad.
Probably not the Tomb Takers. So we either smartly leave or we go inside.
Well,
Check it out.
Or
Do
we
we
play
think
with
the
Plan
way?
B.
Do we think the way they went is down through the sinkhole
I
or
do.
through the building, and we have to go through anyway?
We should probably just check.
Yasha!
I'm sorry, I just.
Miss, I want to keep playing some more at the end of every game.
Hey man, I'm making up for lost time.
I know it. I know it.
It's also believable. They've
appreciate
been here
New
before.
press the
They
button person.
they figured out how to navigate this place. So if there's dead things down there, it doesn't mean that they didn't go that way.
Should we send in a scout, a frump, or an invisible me, or both? Or should we just go in guns blazing?
Frumpkin's not going to be
Not a
able to
lot of
see
anything
anything.
left.
Oh, because he can't see in the dark. Can you put the goggles on Frumpkin?
That would be
Why have
adorable.
we never tried that?
For
Meow.
reason.
Very cute.
Can we do that?
The sprinkle
But we might
pepper?
lose the. We might lose.
Certainly
the
try.
I really like
Sprinkle
these
is a
goggles.
weasel. Weasels don't have dark vision.
Is there any? So we're kind
But
of
zombies do.
We're at the end of a road.
Maybe
Hold on, the road continues. To the left of the road is this structure. Like the blood splatter is kind of stopped on the road path. There's this massive structure right there, this temple-like tower that has fallen into a sinkhole and turned to a side. It looks like it's about maybe 120 feet from side to side, from one edge of the tower to the other, maybe a little bit smaller. And you guys are just went through the pale garden portion, and you're up against the outer wall.
What keeps going if we just continued on this road?
Yeah, if we didn't go down the tower.
The path that you guys were walking, the city path that kind of winds and breaks and is disheveled and uneven in places from the destruction and the impact of the city of Aor, continues on in a southeastern direction through neighborhoods, through structures, towards what looks to be a heavy slate ceiling that descends to clip off the edge of this ward.
Yeah, we check it and go. We've got to check it and go.
I mean, if it's at the end of the road.
We could talk to a severed head.
You can do that right now?
I can do that right now.
Do you want to talk to a severed head while Veth and I get to the end of the tunnel and see what it is and come right back?
The tunnel, you mean the path?
Mm-hmm. Do you have 5 questions?
Go up a little bit.
Multitask.
Multitask, yeah.
Sure.
Don't come running back with a monster chasing you.
What
I have
what
experience
happens?
with this. It's not good.
Oh, yeah. Heard stories. All right, let's go.
Yeah, you have the goggles still, right? Because I can't see shit.
I do still have the goggles.
Cool.
And you can be like invisible or whatever.
I mean, sure.
If we need to. If we need to.
Then I won't be able to see, and you won't be able to see me.
Yeah, only if we need to. Only if shit hits the
What's the point
fan.
of you going if you can't see anything?
To protect.
We should have brought Yasha. Let's go. Let's go.
Actually,
Who's asking?
Maybe just hold her hand. Just hold hands.
I give her the drift globe. Don't light it up unless you absolutely need it. But if you start to get eaten, light it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How do I do it? It's like think, or is
Yeah,
that
you
a
just
word?
think.
Awesome.
Yep.
Let's rumble.
All right.
All right. I need both of you to make stealth checks, please.
You lucky Jade. Lucky Jade.
27.
17.
17. Okay. You both continue following the path that you were already traveling in the direction where you believe the blood splatters were headed before they ended.
Keeping an eye out for footsteps while we go.
Indeed.
Continue.
We'll get to you guys in just a minute. What are the rest of you doing?
He's talking to a deadhead.
Let's pick a head, and
Okay.
I could use a few more questions if anybody has
So
one.
it's
which one do you want?
how
Just for fun this time, though.
how does where do you go in the city to access Lucien's goal? How much time does Lucien need to do what he's going to do at destination?
What do the eyes mean?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't think he's going to talk to us.
I'll do that one last.
Or if
Typhel
it
would-
does, I don't think they're going to even be aware of.
It's a lot you can do.
Typhel was the elf. Otis was the halfling mage, right? We probably want someone with a mind of what the overall plan was, in case one knew more than the other.
We'll find out.
Who are you talking to?
Pick a head.
Yeah, who do you
Actually, you have to
So I was saying, do we want to do the elven
Who's the third
archer or crossbow? I think maybe
The
with the
third
ranger.
one was the Goliath.
Zoran.
Yeah,
Zoran.
Goliath, the elf, and the
Tawaj
half.
for
Well,
love.
Zoran, I do have a good
Fajar
relationship with.
for daylight.
I have a plan, though. I'm gonna make myself look like Kree.
Great, got a giraffe and
Oatabu Siam.
Good idea.
Weird.
Complete with eyes and everything. Love it.
So we pick a head.
Well, then,
which head are you picking?
Otis was the halfling mage. Typhel was the elven.
Otis. I
ranger.
think Otis is the way to go. Unless anyone's got a compelling reason
Well-
not to.
if the elf was the ranger, they usually know the path.
Fair point. Okay.
Had a crossbow, I'm assuming, on a ranger thing. So,
I'm going to set that head up.
fire.
Which one? The elf?
The elf.
All right, so
Was the elf
Typhel.
of
Wait, who's
what was
the
the
elf?
elf?
Typhel.
Typhel.
I
Typhel.
thought that was a human.
And I'm going to cast Speak with Dead.
All right. The head itself spattered with its own gore, one of the eyes a little cloudy upon closer inspection to the individual. As you finish channeling the Wild Mother's energy through you to take hold of this no longer warm, breathing body, this head that once housed the soul of this individual, the eyes kind of looking off into the darkness, suddenly go over and focus onto you, and the mouth seems to pull into a mild grin.
Do you remember going down and through this tower before?
Make a deception check.
Oh, fuck, man.
Oh no.
Give us your.
Can I give?
You
can I
will have.
give him guidance?
What's up?
Can I give him guidance? Can I just have my foot touch his foot and give him guidance?
Not for this question.
I was planning on giving myself guidance, but yeah, I forgot, so.
Yeah, you did.
So, just.
So you do get advantage because you do look like Kree.
Okay, that's good.
Thank God. 20.
20. One eye kind of twitches for a second. Not exactly. Why would we?
Which way did we go to get to our destination?
Make another deception check.
With advantage?
Not with this one with advantage as well. Because you are asking questions that Kree would likely have known. And
23.
Nice. So remember the question again. It was specifically
Which direction,
I think you said which way did we go?
which way did we go originally to get to our destination?
the eyes, or one eye continues focused on you, and the less cloudy one kind of shifts back towards the road where you were already traveling.
Very good. Remember, how long did it take to get there?
Roll another deception check.
Fuck, man.
Good. You've already got
Come on,
great.
this is the best lying you've ever
Natural
done.
20.
Let's go on,
For a total of
23.
23.
He lives. That elf got Big Lebowski'd.
Yeah.
Bit hazy, but about a day or so.
What do you say, bidet?
A day.
You're doing so well. How long do you expect the ritual to take?
I don't know.
And what do the eyes mean to you?
Now make a deception check. Last time.
Come on.
He's being philosophical.
15.
Okay.
Both the eyes kind of narrow for a second, and the head just goes.
Decompose. Well, that was irritating.
That was so good, Caduceus.
dope.
That was the best you've ever lied for.
Thank
sure.
you. Well, I was thinking, like, instead of lying, I was gonna try acting, which is kind of, I mean, they're different, but like it feels different. So that was
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
feeling pretty good about
Maybe your
that.
trip to the amphitheater is
Similar,
sort of
though.
like.
No, I was thinking about taking some improv if all of this works out.
Oh, fun! I'd like to join.
I should meet some new people. You're all great, but I should probably meet some new people too.
Well, yeah.
So good at an improv class.
Yes, I am.
No.
Yes, and. Yes, also. Is that how it is?
So that's a little bit of information.
Yes, that's a lot of information.
They pulled over for a pit stop, healed, possibly, and then kept going. They didn't go this way.
They could have just come within the wall, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's wait for our
This
buddies.
is something to avoid. This is something that will just hurt us for nothing.
Yeah, now cross your fingers they don't wake up.
Let's back away slowly from this tower since
I
it
want-
does no good.
I still want to go to the amphitheater. I'm feeling.
I pull out a wire and say, we have very good information that says that this was a pit stop and not the final destination. Please, if you can avoid confrontation, do so. You can reply to this message.
Strong copy. Unless we're more than 120 feet away.
I'd say based on the length of that conversation, probably. So you're out of the range. Stealthily whistling as you travel through the darkness.
I bit the wire a few times. Hello?
Oh no.
Can you hear me now?
Please bring my girlfriend back right now.
Okay.
Probably listen to me.
Grandma Yasha.
Is there anything else you wish to do while you wait for your compatriots to return, hopefully?
I'm going to ritual cast comprehend languages so I can read the words that we couldn't read on this building.
Maybe you
Okay.
can identify that robe that Yasha brought the whole tower down for.
Yeah, so comprehend languages.
All right, that takes you 10 minutes.
Like, bro.
What are your hit points out of what?
I'm 116 out of 140 right now.
Polyester
And I
blade.
don't have any hit points to regain from short resting. I've used them all.
I'll cast Cure Wounds at first level, which is
Don't
just
get it near an
1d8
open
plus
flame.
5.
Well, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, it's a first level spell. I'm going to really use it anyway.
Oh no.
I mean, I probably wouldn't.
Ooh, good roll, says
Yeah.
Vivian.
What the hell?
That would be susceptible to
Oh, what did I roll?
double damage.
13.
It's onto your body.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ford.
Welcome.
I feel better already.
While we're here, do you want me to go in and check inside the building?
Maybe
Like worst case,
later.
there's
This is a joke.
They're they're making out.
Gosh, I think there was a silver robe inside the building.
I mean, I could keep looking around so I could get one for all of us.
Strangely, it was like the other half of the one that you have. What are the odds?
Yeah, the power robe. Legendary.
Seriously, though, you should identify it. She worked so hard to get it.
I'm 1 minute into casting comprehend languages.
Caleb, when you're done with this ritual cast, you should really work on identifying the robe for Yasha because she
Trying
worked
to
really hard
say
on
the
getting it.
incantations of the spell. This goes to that one, and
put
that
the
one
robe
goes
on.
to this one.
No, what if it's cursed?
Is anything happening?
Wondrous item chill.
Yasha,
Oh no.
it looks great.
You look fabulous.
At least what remains of it. Which actually, in its torn way, like it probably was a very kind of subdued, if well-made robe in its heyday. On you, it looks like a cool vintage find that you tore the bottom out of to make it more your style.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm gonna keep it on. Maybe something will happen, you know?
They sell those on Melrose.
Yeah.
What's Melrose?
20 to 30 of them at
I'm just gonna. There's one rip that's just not working with the rest of it. It doesn't look like it goes, so I'm just gonna use mending cantrip to like just piece this one little part back together, so it, you know,
Yeah, that looks way better.
it looks intentional now, not.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, like it was supposed to be like this. Thank you.
Make a concentration check for me.
Oh.
Constitution.
Oh, I have advantage on concentration, thank
You
God.
do?
In battle.
Oh, I rolled the same thing twice. 11.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
That was a great poll.
Roll this-
He's had way worse distractions with some
true.
of his spells. Let's be
true.
honest.
I know, but it's just fun to fuck with them.
This is why you are so charming.
You finish the comprehend languages spell. As you glance over at the wall, you begin to notice it's mostly not languages. They're names. Numerous names, hundreds of names, lining the edges of this standing structure.
They're the donors who've paid for it to be built.
Yeah. There is the partially broken in heavy doors towards one side, the closest side to you as you glance over and check. It reads as the Aoran phrase for Mausoleum of the Forgotten.
This is the Mark Taper Mausoleum of Eowyn.
The Robert Zemeckis amphitheater.
That would explain a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mausoleum, what was the other part?
Of the Forgotten.
That's really cool.
Well, that's a whole
Of the
movie inside
Forgotten?
there.
That makes me sad for them.
I'm not there, but
Probably don't need to go in.
It's funny though, because the people inside the building are just like all the people outside the building now.
Very true.
Now, Vethan Beauregard. I would like you both to make perception checks for me, please.
I'm good at that. With disadvantage.
The rest of the city, is it?
6.
23.
Okay. As you are both carefully stealthing through, you're getting closer to where the cavern ceiling is descending, where this heavy shelf of stone that is jammed into the city, bisecting it from the rest of where you imagine Aor would continue beyond it. You can see where the earth splinters upward, impacts these kind of rows of jagged miniature mountains that are pushed outward from where it impacts. All of a sudden, there's something slick under your foot, Veth. You look down just as you look over and you don't want Veth to move.
Okay, I just gonna reach down and grab her?
What's going on?
I don't know. What is it?
You look around, and you can see there is a mass of dark blood beneath Veth. Liquid.
What?
And you glance just beyond where Veth was going as you've pulled her back, and you can see there are 2 large, slumped, unmoving bodies on the ground. Massive bodies. You can see what looks to be 2 large, hard to tell details from this side, but it looks almost like 2 nude, maybe like very faintly furred, bestial bipedal creatures that are just kind of on the ground a bit from you. And there is just blood spattered and strewn on the ground around you, where it appears like some sort of conflict had recently happened.
And it's super. Can I reach down and touch the blood? It's super warm still.
It's not warm,
Fresh.
but it's certainly fresh. And as you look at it, though you have no light source right now. Right. So you have no coloration to ascertain where.
Do you want some light?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Towage. And I'll light up the thing.
The glow gives off this daylight presence around.
No.
No, it's light or day.
That's for
Oh, sorry.
sure.
So just light.
my
Sorry. Sorry. My apologies for not recalling my elven phrases that I handed.
That's the jar, Matt. I said towage.
You're right. I apologize.
We're talking like 10 watts here.
This is a light cantrip, which is the equivalent of torchlight. So it lights up the space around you, and you immediately can see the liquid here is a thick, almost purple-black coloration. You do see bits of humanoid red, tossed in places, and the signs of a serious scuffle transpired here. But the bodies are still a little ways ahead.
Oh, we're not right on the bodies yet.
No, they're about 10, 15 feet ahead of you.
I feel like we should definitely go back and tell the others, but we should inspect the bodies just to make sure, like, I don't know, just to know what happened here.
I'm fine with that. A little crime scene investigation action real quick.
Yeah. Oh, man, if only I had Chester here.
Oh, well.
You'll do.
If only I had Yasha here. What the...
All right. It's fine. We're an unlikely duo, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, this is the spin-off, okay?
Yeah, it's like my partner died at the end of season 2 or something, and then you're like the new partner.
Why death? Why did you have to go there? She's still
dramatic.
alive.
It's a dramatic.
You're right.
Seems like a good season ender. I don't know.
It's
You guess you could
foreshadowing,
just...
Bo.
It's...
Anyway. Let's go inspect the bodies. I'm going to go look at the body for signs of, like, what killed it. Was it magic? Was it swords? Was it...
Okay.
You know.
Make a medicine check for me, please.
Boy, medicine.
And can I see...
4.
All right. You have...
A lot of blood.
You can't pick out the specifics of what killed these creatures, but you get the sense that a lot of the heavy slash marks across them.
Sure.
There are shredded ribbons of these creatures. You can see flesh is like filleted in places and thrown, and these heavy gash marks, these like sweeping blade slices up and across the torso and limbs. Getting a closer look at these creatures, they are built like the most muscular gorilla you've ever seen. And standing would probably be close to 9 feet tall, nearly ogreish in physicality. Except their faces are almost like a bear or a thicker dog type head. The eyes are this kind of pale yellow coloration, and the body is covered in this very fine, kind of deep greenish, splotchy fur.
Ooh.
The teeth and the fangs are long and pointed, and the fingers end in these heavy, bladed claws.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
You've never seen creatures like this before. Thankfully, these two are dead.
These two. There could be more. Or their cries for help could have alerted their,
Mates.
Yeah, or their pod or whatever.
Children.
Children.
It's all couples down here.
There are, just long lost couples. Can I ascertain which direction? Yes. Take your honeymoon.
This all-inclusive package is bullshit.
There's like a kids club somewhere for monster kids.
Can I see which direction? Like more blood trail or any tracking of blood in any direction?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yeah, investigation.
Or survival in this.
You also
Or
know
survival.
that-
Investigation.
You also know that Caleb got a whiff of necromancy from this location.
Okay. Okay, 21.
21. You can see there is a bit of a trail, looks like blood mostly from these creatures that continues on for about 10, 15 or so feet following this road. And this road is like a major road where you could see it probably would have connected with any of the other wards of the city, or was one of the more central thoroughfare portions of the Presidius ward, before it is met with this heavy stone that seems to have bisected the region.
So the road keeps going past this?
Well, the road would continue past if, during the impact of the city, a large portion of this cavern didn't collapse into it and jam.
Cut it off. Can I see? Does it look like it drops off? Are there paths carved around?
You can keep
this?
going and looking if you want.
Do you want to peek, or should we?
You
go
do
back?
hear at this moment, though, with your passive perception, some movement.
Oh.
You go back into
You're not quite sure the direction, but you did hear something.
Not quite sure the direction. Does it sound big? Does it sound like?
Make a perception check intentionally if you want to try and listen for a path or some semblance of information about the sound.
Ooh, yucky. 13.
You're pretty sure you heard something.
Did you hear that?
Oh.
What? I think we should go back.
Okay.
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 Your orb is still glowing.
Should I turn it off? Caleb didn't tell me how to turn it off. Oh, I'll just say the same thing again. Toage! Oh, hey! Where'd you go?
Wait, right here. Right here. Okay.
You hear a little bit more movement.
Hold my hand. Let's go.
Let's go. I slipped on the boat.
I pick her up. It's such a day.
I would like you both to make stealth checks, please.
20.
Ooh, 29. Rolled a
Okay.
19.
All right. As you both kind of skitter off the road and begin to carefully make your way back, Beauregard, you hear one sound in the distance, kind of back where you guys were.
Did you hear that?
Gotta hurt.
Okay.
And that's it.
Do you think that's Gorilla Dog Man?
Yeah, maybe it's their child.
Or lover. Maybe they were.
Maybe they're like a polyamorous sort of a throuple. They were a throuple. They were a throuple, and now one of them is just
by himself.
Or herself or themselves, yeah.
Sure.
We don't know how it works.
Man, that would suck.
It would be.
I bet they're very sexually angsty, you know?
They're definitely very sexually explorative.
Yeah.
It's definitely a sexual creature. I get that sense. Like, it's a sex positive creature.
I think so. I kind of got that vibe.
I got that vibe.
Man.
Roll.
Have they been eaten yet?
Roll a medicine check, Beauregard.
To see how sex positive they are.
Just not a lot of body positivity. I dropped the die. Roll what?
A medicine check.
Okay. Wait, I would never do this.
No, you don't. You don't say. You don't do this.
20 total.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I rolled really high.
As Veth is saying this, you glanced over, but now that you think about it, you don't think either of these creatures had sex organs.
Oh,
Definitely sexually frustrated.
that's
They don't have sex organs.
that's what it was.
Yeah,
You solved it.
man.
You're a good partner.
I like the spin-off series.
Yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw.
I like how you're whispering and I'm not. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Then we're gonna think you both rolled high stealth, man.
That one drunk friend at the party that's whispering. You're like, it's loud in here. You can talk.
I'm trying to tell you a secret.
Four.
Why are you whispering? Can't hear you over Katy Perry.
Bo and Veth have been gone for approximately 25 or so minutes.
Jeez Louise.
Is there anything you would begin to do in their absence?
I guess move on
You
without
would
them.
Well, it's a shame it had to end here.
Yeah,
This
I
thing
mean,
happened.
If Jester pesters me and we've got that robe and that much time passes, I'll identify the awesome
Yes,
robe.
please. Sure.
I'll identify
End of the
it while
world.
it's
I
on
can
Yash.
take it off?
No, not at all. Just
I can
stand
keep it
still.
on while you do your magic?
Yep, just keep
Literally?
those broad shoulders broad, and I will. Yep, T-pose, please. Okay, just hold it like that for 10 minutes.
Got it. I can do it easy.
Maybe pulse. Just pulse.
I'll do it with her.
Circles?
Not alone.
Make it burn.
Okay, just do that
I'm
for
not
10
doing the
minutes.
Tony Horton again. I already did it once this campaign. You get it once. It is a beautifully sundered Aoran silk robe that, while not magical, she plays it off pretty well.
How did that thing last for so long if it's not magical at all?
I think you are wrong.
Well, look, if you look where you mended it, it says 90% polyester, so that lasts forever.
Makes sense.
Well, it's a beautiful material, even if it is polyester.
You can just kind of make out the group of horses on the front of it. It's beautiful.
I like it a lot. I'm gonna wear it.
What about this time Bo and Veth arrive?
Did you find anything?
Yes.
You're covered in blood.
Yeah. Well, that happens every time I go anywhere.
Just had to beat the shit out of her. Just got to the edge, just couldn't take it anymore.
How did it feel?
You felt great. Yeah. 3 years of build
I
up.
deserved it. I deserved it.
I just leveled
I
up.
mouthed off a little bit too much.
What did you
Keep my
find?
fucking mouth shut next time.
What did you find?
We found 2 bodies of huge monster sex creatures. And they were dead because the Tomb Takers, specifically we think Kree, eviscerated them with her blades.
I thought Kree used magic and Lucian
Yes,
used
Lucian
blades.
has
I only
blades.
focused on Otis. I don't know what any of the other ones do.
You fought with Molly.
She totally came to this conclusion on her own.
I don't know what the other ones do. Was there an ogre?
Lucian has scimitar.
She does magic and eyes, right? Lucian doesn't.
Well, he has blade. I've never seen Kree use a blade.
I thought because she
We have,
was
a
like
foot,
blood.
we have a foot tall. We have a foot tall toy with swords.
She has a sigil.
Magic now. He doesn't need the swords. He has the eyes.
This is the sword.
Magic. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when they kicked our asses out in the snow? The swords were there.
I can't see a lot, guys. All right, it could have been Lucian. Could have been Lucian. I'm on the fence. Maybe it was both.
It was definitely one of the Tomb Takers. It was a fresh kill. There was 2 of them. Lots of blood.
Wait a moment.
Tomb Taker blood?
Yeah, we saw red blood and like purpley black blood.
What does she mean by sex
I
monsters?
was just going to ask. I don't know what that is.
Well,
We just, yeah, we got this vibe. You know, we just got this.
Of like supercharged sex monsters?
Yes.
Were they like having sex? The body?
Don't we need to be stopping the end of the world?
we're leaving out one vital piece of information, even more vital than the sex part.
What?
There was a third monster that was still alive.
Yeah,
Third
And you
sex
killed it.
monster.
We did not. We ran.
we heard it.
Perception.
What did it sound like?
Is there a monster coming
It sounded
towards-
like
Make an insight check. Or are you looking for one?
I'm looking for one.
Make perception check.
Okay.
right. Did it do like a?
Yeah, it was like a
26.
It was like an ululation.
With disadvantage because you cannot see in the dark.
17.
17. You don't see anything at the moment.
Okay.
So we should head after them?
Or plan B?
Or amphitheater?
Did you guys go into the amphitheater?
No.
No way.
You.
Could have done that. You guys took a really long
We're
time.
not going in there. We're skipping that.
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
I think it's
keep going.
worth looking at.
The tower?
I mean, at this
the
point,
No,
Amphitheater.
the amphitheater.
we catch up at this point.
Yeah, we don't think they're in here. There's a good chance they slaughtered sex monsters that way and kept going. But we want to look into your idea.
It couldn't hurt to
An
ask.
hour. We take an hour to do that. I don't
Shouldn't
think
even
that
take
damns
that, I
us.
don't think.
And we're going to need to collapse at some time and rest.
Yeah.
But we know where the tomb takers went. They tracked through these erotic orgies, and they kept going straight forward.
Into some sort of like eyes wide shut situation further that
Definitely
way.
some tantric sort of.
Yeah.
9 eyes
Just
wide.
feel the tension, you know. 9 eyes wide shut.
Ow.
That's good. That's great.
All of Bo and Caleb's
Mood
eyes
night.
open simultaneously.
So we're going. Get back to the amphitheater.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, to the amphitheater? That
Yes.
wasn't one of the two choices.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
We're going to the amphitheater.
Yeah.
So we're
Yes.
not going in the tower. We're
No.
not going to chase the tomb takers. We're going to a third place.
We're going to the
Let's go.
amphitheater that
Pit stop.
Caduceus talked about earlier.
No, I recall. Yeah.
Also, Lucian has swords.
Pit stop at the theater.
I'll take your word for it.
I would like everyone to make a stealth check, please.
Blessing of the trickster.
Thank you.
Oh. 33.
25.
Natural 20
14.
21.
21.
with the snip.
24.
Whoa.
Those were sick.
With expediency and a sense of confidence, you, Mighty Nine, trudge through the shadows backward towards where you first began your journey into the Presidious Ward, until eventually Caduceus leads you to the exterior of the amphitheater. There are numerous entrances you can see, large tunnel-like hallways that head towards the center of this presentory locale. And even just stepping close to where this entrance is, you could see the dozens of bodies, individuals that appeared to have been running out from this amphitheater that fell dead to the ground, their bodies dried husks, the flesh withered, mummified, the clothing untouched, just stepping over and around them as you make your way to the entrance tunnel to the amphitheater itself.
Is there any kind of verbiage or signs of any kind on the theater?
How long does that last again?
An hour.
An hour? Yes, this is, let's roll fast.
The Dorothy Chandler Pavilion.
Presents a Charlie Brown Christmas.
My God.
Older than we thought.
Everything makes sense now.
It's fair use.
Best little harvest clothes pageant ever.
Oh, the nutcracker.
Praesidis discussion and what's the word? Fucking
Right.
not amphitheater,
No, we got this.
Colosseum?
Coliseum.
You said something before.
Discussion, you said?
Yes.
Praesidis?
So this
The
is
ward.
Oh.
This, looking at the various bits of writing on the walls around, you quickly get the sense that this was a center for political discourse.
TED Talks.
Kind of. Yeah.
Senate.
Like a salon?
Sure.
Intellectual salon?
Kind of, yeah.
TED Talks.
Stepping through, eventually you come into the open space where you can see there are the dull green bits of light, the glowing light sources that are scattered throughout the ward and kind of been guiding you from element to element as you've traversed through the space. And that bright central blue light emanating from the dome that sits upon the central dais in the center of the open amphitheater. You can just vaguely make out a darker shape in the middle of it.
Do you want to talk to one of the people here?
Yeah, it was a priestess inside, if I recall? Or?
So it looked like some sort of well-dressed, importantly decorated individual who was...
Yeah, I was trying to remember how much,
As
how
we
much I
step
got
into
out of
that amphitheater, I'll do a second divine sense. Same thing, just because the first one got a hit.
Okay.
60 feet.
Nothing.
Seems clear.
I'm going to check the first few rows for someone well-dressed and with a head that seems relatively intact.
Somebody that can see the dome. That was
Somebody with a good view.
Okay. Looking through for just a few moments, you come to near the base of the dais, kind of propped up against that, or right next to that strange metallic humanoid that you had come across before. A sight which for the rest of you had seen. This is the second of these kind of metal armored humanoids that you've come across. There was the first one that was heavily damaged in the chamber you were resting. This one looks to be mostly intact, though it looks like the legs are somewhat damaged and the chest plate is partially kind of open to the side. But beyond that, they look like they're mostly intact, though still with all the rest of the corpses around. The body next to it, you see is a similarly dressed, though not well as decorated individual as the one inside the dome. With, looks like they are kind of had one arm up on the dais and were in the process of going for a run and then just collapsed right into that spot.
All right.
Before you do, Caduceus, come here for a moment. I'll pull out this little stone sculpture of a ziggurat I have with little letters and glyphs all around it, and I'm going to cast tongues on Caduceus.
So smart. So you can actually talk to him. Good idea.
Wizards.
Trying to find my spells. There we are.
Too much to have a headache.
I'm sad that cake.
All right. Whoa, that's crazy.
It's a lie.
Let's wake this person up.
Okay, as you kneel down, get close to the body and kind of prop it back against the platform, the raised platform, the body itself kind of, the dust clatters a bit and you can hear the very fine, fragile leather-like skin and bone hit the side of the stone and the dust kind of rests off of it. The long, stringy, kind of dull white-gray strands of doll-like hair that falls past the shoulders, clumps kind of fall free from the mummified scalp. And you get now at this glance, this was likely a half-elf individual. Though the eyes are gone, the face itself is heavily sunken, and you can see the teeth are exposed where the lips have curled back tightly. It is a terrifying sight to look into for anybody who isn't familiar with the process of interring corpses of any stage of decay. This is not a bother for you.
Tell me what brought you to the Colosseum.
You all kind of watch for a moment, and as Caduceus asks the question, there is a brief bit of faint greenish light that seems to apparate like a seed in the middle of the air, somewhat translucent.
Does it look like the little floating lights everywhere around the city?
Not quite.
Okay.
This one is comforting if only because it matches in some ways the ways that Ford and sometimes Caduceus channel the power of the Wild Mother.
Okay.
But as he begins to speak, this seed plants itself kind of in the throat of this creature, kind of fading into the skin. And as it does, the head begins to inhale, and it leans forward and looks towards you, the black vacuous sockets kind of peering back into Caduceus.
We were here to beseech Brashar to protect us.
The rest of you hear,
in order to
We were here to beseech Brasha to protect us. I'm going to mimic what he says as he says it. Tell me about the person on stage.
Brasha, one of the great mages, architect, and the one of many who put us to this doom.
What did she do to you?
Filled our minds with thoughts. Drew the ire of the gods.
What are the eyes of 9?
I have no knowledge of what you speak.
We need to undo this. Where in the city could I find those who opposed this, who tried to stop it?
Look around you.
With that, you watch as the face begins to turn to dust and cave in.
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
All right, well, clearly waking this person up would be a bad idea. But now we know.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means that this is one of the great mages that thought they were better than the gods.
Yeah.
Seems like the gods delivered that blue dome, though.
Potentially.
I have a theory on the blue dome.
What?
I mean, if you were just trying to put yourself into some other space, maybe it's a way of marking who's important. Like in a bad way.
Like their psyche is somewhere.
Like Yusa?
I just see a lot of... You can look at where you leave a dead body and learn a lot about that person just by how they were treated, and these bodies were treated differently than the others. These bodies were protected, and whatever happened here allowed that. I doubt it couldn't have stopped it.
You can see Essek getting a very close look at this dome and occasionally like running a hand across the exterior, and as he does, you can see all of these fractal patterns of arcane spirals that just kind of appear. Like there's an extra layer of arcana to each of these domes that lays unseen until a practiced magic user knows how to kind of pluck a bit and reveal it. And as he does, Essek turns and goes, whatever arcana is protecting these things is beyond my understanding.
I'm going to join him at the dome, and I want to get a closer look at this person. So, Caduceus, you told us everything that you heard, and the Rashad was
This person.
the person in the bubble, yeah?
Yes.
That's what it seemed.
Bashard?
Brasha.
Rasha.
With an R at the end?
Mm-hmm, Brasha.
I remember when you described it to him in the earlier game that they're like this.
Yeah, arms up, kind of in a proclamation or
Are they casting?
It's hard to tell. If you would like to make a perception check to see if you could peer through the dense kind of shifting of dome-like magical material to see.
Help me take a look at this, please.
Of course, of course.
Oh, I'm going to guide you too.
God as well.
Both you and Essek are going to go ahead and make perception checks.
With a D4.
Oh, I rolled balls.
So did he. With the D4? Roll. It helps.
7 total. Rolled a 3.
Oof.
13 for him.
Okay.
You can make out primarily the same details that Caduceus did. if not as much as he did. You can see the pose, the positioning. At best, you can tell they were, amongst all the corpses that you've come across, very well dressed, a lot of jewelry, look to be of very high station visually. And the fact that they are in the middle of this amphitheater, given the context of what you've ascertained of its purpose, of what you learned from the corpse, this is probably a very important political individual within the context of the magocracy of Aor. It's hard to tell if they're in the middle of an impassioned speech or the middle of a spell being cast.
Well, so I don't know, but my suspicion is, put yourself in her place at that time. The building is being thrown down from the sky. What is she doing? Is she giving an impassioned speech to the people, telling them to be calm? Is she saving herself?
It is hard to say. From what I know, at least from what information has been gathered, it is said throughout history that the Aorian people were very what is the word in common? Self-focused.
Exactly.
So whether that is to the individual or to the other people here, if it was an attempt to save, that was quite obviously a failure, as he kind of glides around and gestures to the droves of long dead bodies around you.
I think so too. I think she definitely wanted to save herself, maybe others, but I don't think these mages disturbed the gods to the point where they threw them out of the sky.
I think these mages created the city.
Yes.
The other bubbles that we saw people frozen in, were they all mages casting things?
Some of them were running.
Yep, some of them seem to be just standard people fleeing, and you found them at different parts of broken ruins across Islecross.
So it could just be random.
It could be. We didn't, unless I'm remembering incorrectly, didn't get a sense one way or the other. We weren't even thinking about it, really, what it could be. So it could have been somebody in that crowd did that, or it could be an outside force. We don't ultimately know. But my suspicion is that this was a last-ditch effort to survive calamity.
Can I scan around the crowd and just see if everyone is the same sort of body type? Like everyone's Aoran?
Make a perception check.
I'm not good at that. Oh, 14. Okay.
Okay. Glancing around, I wouldn't say it's Menagerie Coast or Jorhassian in its, ancestral diversity necessarily. Primarily human, elf, and in between. And that's the majority of it. You don't see, at least within the amphitheater or the corpses you've come across, any halflings. You don't seem to have come across any dwarves. It seems to be fairly culturally kept between a human and elven culture. At least this portion of the city that you've been through. And even then, most of the corpses you haven't stopped to inspect thoroughly. A lot of dead bodies like that kind of look the same if you're just walking by in shadow. But at least in the general presence around you with that roll, that's kind of what you make out.
Okay. And what was Essek doing? Was he doing some high-level dispelling there?
You're not certain. This seemed to be kind of his version of the detect magic, and trying to ascertain the nature of this particular spell, but it seemed far more complex than a simple detect magic could read.
These spheres
I'm
aren't
getting
random.
A little nervous here. We're letting them get farther and farther ahead of us right now.
Yeah, I agree. We're not going to unlock this thing, right?
But our next step is sleep, isn't it? Or are we going to continue to chase?
We've got to sleep at some point.
Well, we do, but I think we need to know. We still don't know where they went, just which road they went down.
Also,
Try
no
and get
matter
further.
what, well, not no matter what, but if we don't stealth very well in chasing them, we're going to have to fight our way through, an orgy
Gorilla
monster.
dog troll.
Which I feel like we'll be okay with. I mean, if, Kree by herself killed 2 of them, then probably we could dispatch one without too much effort.
Yeah. Okay, well,
So should we do that first before we sleep?
I mean, it's hard because I know I need sleep, but
You look fine.
thanks, I feel tired, but I just feel like,
You want to keep going?
well, they could unleash a whole, horrible demon city upon the entire world, so, it feels a little like,
It's always worth remembering, though, that they could do that, but at the moment, what could you do to stop it?
I don't know.
I know,
and we know we have a day ahead of us, right?
at least.
They're gonna have to rest too, especially if they're continuing to clear the caverns for us.
They are?
Why wouldn't they?
I thought they didn't
He
sleep.
never sleeps.
They
Kree
sleep,
sleeps.
but they have to rest.
Kree sleeps.
rest.
Lucian
There's-
doesn't.
Magic, yeah, I mean,
watch.
not that I'm a magic user, but even for someone like Kree, it's not a bottomless well.
It's not? I don't know. Do we know for sure?
I'm pretty sure.
We watched them rest.
We watched them get injured.
We watched them get injured. I think we can continue to follow. The path might tell us when they decide to rest as well.
If something happens right now, we're going to be real down on our luck.
Then we sleep right here. Whatever we do, we need to make a decision and actually do it.
Well, that's the thing.
How long have we been awake?
I feel like a
Long
while
time. We
now.
did a short rest already. I used
Then
all my
maybe
hit
we should.
dice.
We tried to we
We
tried
tried
to
to
sleep. We
sleep.
didn't get a full rest.
Just
Matt, I'm assuming we have to start from scratch with that long rest
What?
We were 5.5 hours.
Oh,
because we were
Yeah.
6 hours in.
Yeah, we
so
were 6 hours.
You've traveled a bit in between. I would be willing to say if you wanted to complete a long rest for the purposes of this, if you were to garnish an additional 3.5 hours, you would let you finish a long rest.
That's pretty close.
Oh, I will nap
Yeah.
like a beast.
But me and
Like,
Caleb
let-
didn't sleep at all.
Right.
Correct. You guys
Neither
would
did
need a full.
Ford.
Yeah.
And Caleb.
So the 3 of you would need a full night.
I don't want to run into
Essek was-
that
No.
with where I'm at.
And Dead Body said it would take a day and a half.
It's what they took last time, so.
So they're gonna rest at least once.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
They know they're going to have to burn through. They don't have us clearing the path anymore.
Yeah. They're also moving while we're standing still and talking about this. So
I actually think we should, because I'm not spent, but I will be. I think we should push forward now, and if we deal, because there could be sex monsters that we're going to have to deal with tonight or tomorrow morning, so it's
See,
better that we deal with them on the dregs
Yeah.
All right.
of where we're at, and
in
then
night
rest.
sex monsters, not first in the morning.
then let's go.
Yes.
Let's go now.
I'm in that boat as well.
Okay.
Before we leave, Matt, when you described the stage, it was just the sorcerer on the stage?
There is just the dome on the stage, and then there's the bodies kind of around the base of it. There's the metallic body that's leaning against the table with the damaged legs. There's the corpse that Caduceus kind of looked in the eyes of and spoke to, and a number of other looking other figures.
The metallic one is like an armored thing?
It looks similar to the one that you found in the first abode that you guys rested in, as well as a crushed creature that you found in one of the other ruins near where one of the threshold crests were found. It looks and appears to be human, though this one is even more intricately designed. You can see it's made of this dull, almost brass-like metal with intricate kind of filigree engraving across it. It has no nose, but has a mouth and a jaw type setup. These open sockets where eyes appear to be within, though there's no kind of white or coloration to the eye. gold trim across it. It looks decorative, almost.
Does it have the power gem on it, like the one in when we got the threshold crest? That one had like a big ruby on it that we took?
Correct. This one, it would be in within either its head or its chest, or like the two areas you would look for that.
It's a very advanced.
I took one from
Yeah,
the
you
last one.
you took a like a sphere from the center of the last one.
I'll go just check it out and see if this one has the same thing.
Okay.
I feel like if we could figure out how to wake him up, man.
If you glance inside, you can see like the chest portion of it is like off kilter. It seemed to have been impacted in the crushing of its legs. Its chest plate split open on the inside. You can see it already has a gem placed in there, but it is cracked.
Put the other one in this one.
Yes, and I'm not. My hands are very good, but do we need does anyone have any better mechanical knowledge than me? I guess not, right?
Probably not.
Okay. All right.
I think you're the best. I can assist you.
Sure, you're a medicine woman.
Yeah. I'm
Want to
good
do
at
a quick
medicine.
heart transplant on a dead robot from 1,000 years ago? Cool. All right.
Could go great or terribly.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm here for it.
What sort of skill is this?
This.
Animal handling.
So what are you trying to do? You're trying to.
Cut out the existing sphere
Okay.
heart thing and
Right.
replace it with the new one in a similar connection. Are there connections? Is it wires? What is this?
It looks just like a half dome slot that it slips into.
Oh, so it's not like
That you know.
arteries or anything.
There is cabling all throughout the inside, but nothing you're familiar with. This would be just a dexterity check.
I think I'm okay.
Give you some guidance.
Thank you.
It's Bishop.
Oh, Caleb, it's the death ward.
Dexterity check.
So just add your dexterity modifier.
And then add a d4.
If you hit 0, you
Okay.
just
not
because
a
I'm
real roll.
nervous.
25.
25. As you reach in to grab the initial sphere, it would show resistance if you didn't twist it in just a way that you feel it pop out. And as it does, it immediately breaks into 3 pieces. It just kind of shatters like glass on the inside of the torso. With that, you glance inside and you can kind of see a faint connective, almost like a threaded point. And you take the orb that you found earlier and you can see a similar point there. And as you screw and kind of place it within, you lift up and place it heavily towards where it looks like it slips in. As it does, and it's there.
Hey. Hey.
Eyes suddenly brightly glow a dull blue hue. The arms comes up and you watch as its body begins to like convulse and shift for a second before all of a sudden
You can
You got an hour.
But you have an hour. You hear, hello, my designation. There is no record of that designation. Please offer a designation.
What's a name?
Oh,
Bruchard of the Prestigious Ward.
wait, you're going to name it after the thing that died on
Oh,
the...
I see. It needs a name. Sorry, I thought it was like a password or something.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Let's give it a name. Let's say,
Something relatable. Like XR1513. No, I don't know.
What about
Proto-Doty.
Diddy or Daddy or
What?
Daddy? Oh, Doty! Chappy!
That's stupid.
Charlie it is. Look, Charlie.
Charlie.
I like C names.
Charlie. I am designation Charlie. I am an Aormaton citizen of Aor. Hello.
Hello. Do you speak common?
The cutest.
I do not understand your request.
Okay. How quickly can you learn new languages?
I do not recall.
That
It appears I have sustained injury to numerous parts of myself, and as he looks down, this genderless creature at the moment seems to pull itself back a bit, and you can see its legs are shredded and the cables are leading behind, and it just kind of... It appears I've sustained some injury.
I will die
Is
for
he
this
in pain?
creature.
Do you remember what happened?
I do not. My systems are damaged. Perhaps the Genesis Ward may allow me to reboot and present myself.
Where would the Genesis Ward be?
You see the eyes all of a sudden go wide, and this like brief, very faint scan goes woof, woof, in the space around. That way. And it points loosely in the direction that you're already going to travel.
I think this is a very good idea. Would you like to... May I?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you like to come with us? We can maybe take you there. It is dangerous, and we will need help. And I might become difficult to understand at some point, but if you can just keep guiding us towards where we need to take you to fix yourself, we would be most grateful.
I must ask permission from my associates.
Oh no.
I do not recall my associates, so I will be my associate. You will be my associate. Charlie will come with you.
Happy to be an associate, Charlie. This is everybody. There's a lot of dangerous people around here. Just assume if it's not us, it might be a problem.
Caduceus, how stealthy is he?
How stealthy are... Well, right now, not very.
We're carrying.
Yeah, as you're saying this, he's starting to stand up and then...
Oh, no.
Like the,
I can
I'll carry
hold.
him. Or you can.
Wait, do we have all of your parts? I know they're not connected to you, but are all of your parts nearby that we can maybe collect?
you hear this like faint repetition of your voice. All of your parts in your body.
Oh, you can't understand me.
And then responds in perfect common. Answering your question.
Well, that helps.
Wow.
I have only the parts of myself present.
I say in the other language, show off.
Do you have any offensive or defensive capabilities?
No, I am a companion.
Cool.
Are you in pain?
I am not engineered to feel pain.
Okay.
Can we fix you? Your injuries?
The Genesis Ward.
Oh, okay.
Indeed.
Let's
I'll pick
go.
him up. I'll pick him up, and I'll strap you on my back like Chewbacca carried C-3PO.
Hell yeah.
I do not understand this reference, but certainly.
Neither does anyone else.
Charlie, are you familiar with this entire city?
This is Aor.
Yes. Do you know it backwards and forwards?
I have an internal map of Aor.
Well, we're letting the high kid guy us. So this will at least be an adventure.
Is it possible for you to talk very quietly?
I can speak very quiet.
Oh.
Can you not speak at all? I give him a tap.
Hello, I'm Charlie.
Hi.
Let's get to the Genesis Ward, I think.
Shh, Charlie, shh.
Oh, this is Bo. I'm Caduceus. Just go around.
Hello, I'm Yasha.
Beth.
Caleb Widogast.
I'm Jester.
Ford.
I'm Charlie.
Excellent.
This is Essek.
Essek. Essek goes, I don't trust it.
Good.
He's smart.
We need
Keep
someone.
moving.
Yeah, let's go.
Yep.
Well, lead on.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
We head back to the road.
Jester carrying Charlie on her back, you all quietly begin to make your way to the exit of the amphitheater. Essex staying a safe 15 feet behind before kind of brushing up next to you and going, you do know about Teo, right?
A decent amount. What are you alluding to?
Well, many things were designed for warfare here, against the gods themselves. Just be careful of trusting anything at face value.
I haven't done that in a very long time.
You may live yet.
Stay close.
And as you all begin to drift into the shadow, we're going to take a break. We're back here in
Charlie.
Name's Charlie.
An Aoimaton.
Charlie.
Aora.
Mayoraton.
Aoimaton.
Named after good old Charlie.
No.
He lives.
Good old Charlie.
All right, we'll see you guys here in a few minutes.
Dwarvenite. The most precious substance among dwarven smiths. Able to absorb the very spirit of the craftsman. Thus infused, it becomes nearly indestructible. Able to forge heirlooms that will last for generations.